Former Vice President Mike Pence was back in Minnesota on Wednesday for the first time since the 2020 campaign, and it comes in the middle of speculation another campaign is about to begin.
In a prepared speech in downtown Minneapolis, Pence focused mainly on education and parents' rights, which are issues that came up in the last election cycle. Our Jonah Kaplan was able to ask Pence some questions. Jonah, we're curious to see what some of those key takeaways were.
Well, from here, Pence went straight to Iowa, which of course is synonymous with presidential campaigns. So there's no escaping the speculation. Pence, though, also in the spotlight for being subpoenaed by the U.S. Department of Justice to appear before a grand jury to talk about President Trump on January 6th. Pence didn't hold back talking about any of it.
We gather here today because there's a fight underway.
On paper, at least, former Vice President Mike Pence said he's here in Minnesota as a legal battle ensues at the U.S. Appeals Court in St. Paul. At issue is a new gender support policy for students at an Iowa public school district. It's a policy that does not require parental consent or knowledge. Pence, though, was not part of Wednesday's oral arguments, and instead, he seemed to make a case for what he thinks could be a winning issue among voters.
You know, the truth is, it wasn't our choice to start the left's culture war, but now we have no choice but to win it for the sake of our children and grandchildren, and we will win this fight.
Pence on Wednesday also signaling he will fight a subpoena from the U.S. Department of Justice to testify about January 6th and President Donald Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 U.S. election. Pence said it's because of January 6th he won't comply.
Back on January 6th, President Trump was wrong. As I've said before, his words were reckless, and they endangered my family and everyone at the Capitol. My fight is on the separation of powers. My fight against the DOJ's subpoena, very simply, is on defending the prerogatives that I had as president of the Senate to preside over the joint session of Congress on January 6th.
President Trump, of course, last year announcing he's running for re-election, and so is another former Trump administration official, Ambassador Nikki Haley, who kicked off her campaign on Wednesday, the same day as Pence's visit to Minnesota. So when will he announce his campaign?
Thank you.
Are you
Thanks, everyone.
I'll keep you posted.
Thank you.
We also had a chance to talk with the former vice president about the Minnesota Air Guard shooting down an aerial vehicle over the Great Lakes, a vehicle that Senator Amy Klobuchar confirmed infiltrated Minnesota airspace. According to Pence, shooting it down was the right move. And when we asked if anything like this happened during the Trump presidency, he said, quote, "I never heard a word about any compromise over a sovereign American airspace." Frank?
All right. Jonah, thank you.